this second part of the series on Kidepo Valley National Park. Why is this park called Kidepo? Plus, have you ever seen ocean coast vegetation in the savannah? And of course, the ostriches. And did you know, people here may not have toothbrushes or toothpaste. So what do they use? Welcome. Today we are in Kidepo Valley, but I don't remember anyone explaining to me in my primary school what the name Kidepo actually means or where it actually comes from. That was my first question to the game ranger.
Kidepo, if you remove the letter O, remains Kidep. And Kidep in the local language around here means to pick. And what they used to pick was the fruit of these borassus palm trees to survive on during time of starvation when they were still here.
Along this seasonal river, with which the name Kidepo is associated, brings interesting vegetation. Just a few meters away is the typical Kidepo hot savanna. And then there is this vegetation, typical of the ocean coast, but in the Savannah National Park. There are park residents you only bump into near the driving trails. Have you ever seen ostriches in the wild? In case you have been to the zoo, it's a prime sighting on the northern trail of the park. Notice the boss of the group with the red neck. The park can be an interesting place to encounter familiar things in the wild. For instance, weaver birds.
So these nests are from weaver birds. They nest here every year around this tree, and this is the work of males. So the nice nest you make, and the better chance of you winning a girlfriend. And they make it upside down with an angle down here. This is the bedroom where the female lays an egg. So after making a nest, weaving, the male stands in front, calls, sings different songs, then the female comes to infect. If she thinks it's comfortable, she will sit and lay an egg. If it is not, goes to the neighbor. Then what happens is this one gets annoyed, destroys, and then makes another one. As you see up on the tree, there are several.
In the Karamoja region and the surroundings, you think they do not brush their teeth because they're not toothbrushes and toothpaste. But in staying with nature, I hope you have heard of something called a toothbrush tree.
It was proved in Kenya that fights cavity. So in Karamoja, there's no need of going to the shop to buy a toothbrush or Colgate. What they do, just peel off, break it. It's even sold anyway. Peel off, then chew around until it's soft enough. Then use it for brushing. Can be done any time of the day. I'm sure if you have traveled along Moroto or Titokabong, you'll get community people selling them. You find this one might be around 100 shillings, yeah, or 200, depends on the length. And this one takes several months, can be like 2-3 months. Yeah, because as this part gets finished, you chew more. Yeah, you chew more. It is salty, and this is what we believe fights cavity.
So it's not about animals only, but an educational experience, perhaps with the family.
I'm a believer of the Bible. The Bible says that God created man and put him in a garden. And that garden had wild animals, and man was living with them. I believe that this environment is the natural or the actual original plan of man's existence. He should live in this kind of environment. So when I'm here, I feel complete. I feel I'm going back to the roots of where man ought to be. And also helps me to appreciate my country. Many people want to travel to Dubai, want to travel to South Africa, and they're living unspeakable beauty in our country. So I think it is something I cannot resist.
Depending on your appreciation for the wild, you can stretch beyond your imagination when it comes to tapping into the wild experience. The interesting thing about Kidepo Valley National Park that it offers beyond the other parks is the feeling of being in the wild. And the park authorities have added to that. If you want to have breakfast in the wild, and I wonder if you have ever had one, you can sit under the tree behind me and take your tea and whatever you want to eat under this tree as breakfast. It could come after a game drive or a nature walk within the park. And while you sit and enjoy your breakfast here under this tree, you are seeing animals around you, buffaloes, zebras, and antelopes. Can you imagine that? It was not an omission not to talk about the elephants, lions, and buffaloes first. They are a given. In fact, it's plausible to assert that it's easiest to see lions in Kidepo of all the national parks. And this day ends with a beautiful sunset in Kidepo Valley National Park, in which we retire to these bandas. Join me tomorrow in the last part of the safari in Kidepo as we walk to the top of the world in the savannah.